In this video I want to show you how to use the Teachable agent feature of DynaLearn. And to do so we first start the MaryTTS server, which gives us text-to-speech output so that we can hear what our virtual characters are actually saying. So the Mary server started. We can minimize this window and then start the DynaLearn workbench. Start DynaLearn. And I first need an expert model in the background, so this is more or less the solution for the hint system. So we've opened just the Teachable agent model that is shipped with DynaLearn. It's the expert model here. This model is now loaded in the background, and for the user this dialog appears. The user can now select a pet. It's either boy or girl, so select what you want, and you can give the pet a name, or just click the random button for a random name. So when we click adopt pet, our pet appears and welcomes us.
Hi, I'm Laurie. I'm really looking forward to learning from you. You can teach me new things by adding content to your model.
So let's do what he said. We add content to the model and teach the Teachable agent by that. So we add a quantity, for example the biomass, and add another one, the carrying capacity. So these components come from the expert model. Cyanotoxins. Right, and now let's create a relation between these components. For example, the biomass should increase if we have a higher carrying capacity. So let's turn around the relation here. So carrying capacity is now related to biomass. Also do the same with cyanotoxins. So we have created a chain now. Carrying capacity increases, biomass increases, then also cyanotoxin increases. So let's see what we have taught our Teachable agent.
What would you like to know?
Let's use the ask function, and we want to know, for example, when carrying capacity increases, what happens to biomass? So is our relation correct? Carrying capacity increases, then what happens to biomass? Ask.
I'd say biomass increases.
So the Teachable agent says biomass increases, and this is correct. So a very simple relation. Let's see why this is the case.
If carrying capacity increases and has a positive effect on biomass, then biomass increases. Therefore, if carrying capacity increases,
so the
then
Teachable
biomass
agent
increases.
Explains the chain, the reason why he thinks this is the answer.
What do you want to know?
So let's ask something else. Ask something which is not related. For example, cyanotoxins. If cyanotoxin increases, what happens to carrying capacity? There's no relation in the diagram. Let's see what happens.
According to what you have taught me, this has no effect.
Right, no effect because there's no direct relation. See why? So explain it.
As far as I know, there is no relation from cyanotoxins to carrying capacity.
Yes, this is also correct. So this is the reason why he gave this answer. We can go further and challenge this pet. So our pet is asked now a few questions by a quizmaster, and we can see.
Hi Laurie, I'm Harry, the quizmaster.
How good his knowledge is.
I'll now ask you 10 questions. Good luck. Question 1. Is there a direct causal relation from systems carrying capacity to biomass? Yes. That's correct.
The pet answers yes, because this is what we modeled.
2 out of 10. What happens to systems biomass if carrying capacity increases? Biomass increases.
Also this relation
Very good.
Should be right in the model. Very good, the answer is correct.
Number 3 out of 10. Is there a direct causal relation from systems biomass to cyanotoxins? Yes.
Biomass, cyanotoxins,
You nailed
yes.
it.
The quizmaster says this is also correct.
4. What happens to systems cyanotoxins if biomass increases? Cyanotoxins increases. Very good. And on to the next question. What happens to systems cyanotoxins if carrying capacity decreases? Cyanotoxins decreases. That's correct. What happens to systems cyanotoxins if water temperature increases?
So now it's interesting. There is a new component. Water temperature is not modeled yet in our model, but it's in the expert model. This is why the quizmaster asks for it, but the pet doesn't know it, and this is also considered in this challenge, in this quiz challenge.
Is there a direct causal relation from systems water temperature to carrying capacity? Sorry, systems water temperature is unknown to me. Known or unknown, that's the wrong answer. Next question, what happens to systems biomass if nutrients increases? Sorry, systems nutrients is unknown to me. Known or unknown, that's the wrong answer. And here's question 10 out of 10. What happens to systems?
So the last question of this quiz, and then we see the results next.
Systems water temperature is unknown to me. That's a pity. Okay, then let's see how well you did.
And here it is. And in this table we can now see what were the questions, what were the answers, and what was the success rate. So it's 50% in this case. 50% was answered correct and 50% was incorrect. And now the learner can continue building his model, improving his model, doing the challenge again, and see if his pet gets better in this quiz. We can also reopen these quiz results.
Learner, let's see how well Laurie did so far.
And here it is again. This is what we just saw, and if we do multiple quizzes, then we can see all the results here and see what happened. Yeah, this is the Teachable agent. We can minimize the characters. Here's a short hint that these characters do not completely disappear, but that they appear minimized at the border. So we can clean up the desktop while modeling and reopen the characters when we need them later again by just clicking on them.